This person I know.
Arya is Qasim, strong, very strong.
I believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Wow. Don't get used to it. Still very strange and annoying.
Qasim between sisters. The love, if I may call it.
In winter, we must protect ourselves. Look after one another.
Father.
The what? Pack survives.
The pack survives. The lone wolf dies,
And the pack
and the
arrives.
pack survives.
Oh, so
Ned Stark, Qasim, father, his father. Qasim, that's the family who suffered the most, as you know, in all Game of Thrones. That's the family who suffered the most.
Oh yeah, the most of them are dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude.
So Qasim, the biggest twist of all
Yeah.
is yet
I
to
wasn't getting the connections.
Because
until
as
just
soon
now.
as Qasim Bran came, like they show Bran like that, I kind of tried imagining what's coming.
Was that the wall?
Yeah.
It's not looking very strong there.
Let's see, Qasim, what happens.
Oh, he uses the ravens too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The army's probably going to turn up there. That's in the end.
It's a long way down. Crows keep telling me how.
White Walkers?
Who else? Look at that.
No, that was like a bear. Just walking casually. A casual walk in the park.
Person suddenly stopped.
Dragon's gonna come.
You mean Qasim the Night King?
Whoa, it's blue. That's so sick.
Also, I kind of feel like the Night King waited for the dragon to come so that he can finally do this move. Otherwise, how would Qasim they would have crossed the wall? If you take this away.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but then again, look how long
it took
for them to come back as an army, and they're killing people slowly. So they probably have like 500,000, maybe 1 million dead.
How's this scene?
I love the fire, man. It's fire. Makes sense. Makes perfect blue.
Have a look at the scene. Have a look at the amount of White Walkers. Look at the numbers. So all the people, Qasim, who has died. beyond the wall are now White Walkers.
Yeah, and it's taken them thousands of years to probably get that much army as well,
Yeah.
because they've been killing people slowly.
And Qasim, finally, the Night King is flying on the dragon, which is the most dangerous scene of all. Amazing, that was. Qasim, what do you think about it? So, Qasim, what do you think about the last episode of Game of Thrones season 7?
That was intense. That was
So,
intense.
Qasim, the scene it ended, like overall episode about revelation about Jon as being the true heir, then typical Cersei, and the
Like,
scene.
it was good. It was good. It was a good twist. It took me a bit of time to understand it because a lot of the families, everything, they like were complicated. There's so many characters. So, but yeah, it was it was a very good twist, and
How was the episode overall, Qasim?
overall, it was a very good episode. It was. I'm happy that I'm fully awake to absorb it and
Thanks to me,
react.
guys. Thanks to me because I'm here. I kept Qasim awake, otherwise he would have fallen asleep.
So,
But anyways, guys, I think for the next uh, about like overall analysis and every character, I will do a Q&A with him, and as well as the Q&A, me and Qasim will give our prediction for the next finale. So stay tuned for that. I think I'll upload it with this reaction video, or probably at the last part of it if I split it into parts. So for now, we'll say goodbye, take care, and catch you very soon. Bye. Hello guys, it's Zainali here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have with me is Mr. Qasim.
hello.
Qasim, how are you?
I'm doing good, not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. So guys, today we are having a Q&A session at the end of season 7 of at the end of, I would say, Game of Thrones for now until the next season comes, and just do a quick Q&A session about overall season 7 and the main characters, and then we'll just give our prediction about season 8. It might differ, my prediction from Qasim, but we'll try to do a quick and brief kind of just the crux of how the season was and how uh, things may pan out from here on. So I'll first of all ask by Qasim about Game of Thrones. I'll ask him about the main characters, how he found them in season 7. So Qasim, what do you think about after you saw the last episode with Cersei, Jaime, Tyrion, Daenerys, Jon? Almost all the important characters were alive in the Game of Thrones. They were together. First of all, I will just ask you particularly about that scene. How was it, in your opinion?
It was great. It was extremely awkward and intense, very intense, and had no violence in it. So that's kind of a bit different in Game of Thrones, generally speaking, because usually it involves people dying for to make an episode interesting. But it was just, you know, an amazing thing to watch. So many characters we've watched over 7 seasons going through their own
Journeys.
journey and path, and they're all connected somehow. Some of them are, some of them are not. Just to meet there with so much history behind them that we know and how they connected and everything was brilliant.
That's really amazing. And after that, Qasim, you saw the twist with the Night King. I think you were already expecting that. Then you saw the twist with Jon Snow and Littlefinger. Would you like to just like generally comment on that? You can start with Littlefinger.
Yeah. Um, so when that scene happened, what actually happened? That was not what I was expecting, but I was expecting some for Arya to do something
Okay.
because it was going to.
She did.
She did, but it was building up to be about her, and I didn't think she was going to die or anything like that. But I just thought she was going to pull out something amazing.
I remember you kept on saying look how cool she is coming.
Yeah.
Because as you know, she's an assassin now, and she's one of the greatest assassins in Westeros. So, and Kasim, when that scene happened and Littlefinger came to his end, were you happy that this is how it meant to be? Do you think he should have died before?
No, I mean, I never really particularly liked him, or I never particularly disliked him. He was just kind of in the middle. He was similar to a lot of characters in the sense that he was there to do things that were for his own benefit. But what I think I said during the episode was that the way he died was perfectly suited for his character, his nature, his everything. So he got played very well
By
and,
Sansa?
Sansa and Arya together, and then killed.
Okay, and Kasim, what do you think about the twist of course, Jon Snow, who's now, as we may call him, Aegon Targaryen, and the true heir to the Iron Throne?
So, yesterday when you were trying to explain it to me, it took many attempts. I mean, even some other other characters.
I think, Kasim, you do remember it, but I think because there was a little bit of gap that you were not watching it, I think you kind of probably, I don't know if you kind of forgot about it, but as you know, Daenerys has had three brothers. This is why, Kasim, she named those three dragons with three of his brothers' name. If you remember the dialogue, she kept on saying, "I named them after my brothers." So the first one, Rhaegal Targaryen, he is actually the real father of Jon and the true heir to the Iron Throne.
Yeah, so that was obviously quite a good twist, because everyone is a popular character.
Jon.
I think that's quite a lot to do with his good looks as well. But other than that,
Kasim, what about Jon's heart?
yeah, I mean that stands out compared to a lot of people in this show. I mean, he still has killed a lot of people, but
But
regardless,
Kasim, at least in the given scenario, he's
yeah, good as you can get almost. Yeah, so I was saying that he wasn't a character I particularly liked or disliked, same as.
Kasim. Jon is a bigger character.
Yeah, but you don't find that out until the end of season 7. Before that,
No, Kasim, what about the Battle of the Bastards, Kasim? Between him and Ramsay. That episode, Kasim, really defined Jon Snow.
Yeah, I mean, all of this happened all very recently. And I'm not saying it wasn't a good battle, it definitely was. How Sansa came in at lastminute.com and saved the day. Obviously, I remember it. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen in that battle because anything can really happen.
And Kasim, what do you think about Daenerys in the last episode, Kasim, particularly?
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, that was not surprising. Daenerys and.
She came on her dragon, Kasim, to see Cersei and.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought you meant the very last scene.
Oh, she didn't know that Jon. She don't know yet that Jon is a Targaryen or his nephew, perhaps, or her nephew.
So, if that's his.
The main thing, Kasim, is that
That's his nephew then.
Yeah.
Oh.
But when they were having a relationship or that scene, of course they don't know it yet,
Yeah.
because John is still, in his own eyes, he's considered to be. I know a lot of people who are watching it or doing reaction videos. They must be very reactive to the scene. Oh no, no, don't do it, don't do it. But I think if you look it in that way, that the timing they are doing it, in that time they don't know the truth, of course, because he's known as a bastard and as a Snow and son of Ned Stark, whereas Ned Stark was his, of course, uncle and not the father. But he kept the secret just to save John, or slash Aegon Targaryen, a Targaryen wolf, if I may call it. So if they don't know it yet, it's difficult to condemn that scene, in my opinion. I don't know what other people think. But apart from that, I would say, Qasim, the other scene. I mean, you can, Qasim, comment about if you think anybody, for example, Tyrion Lannister, Qasim, the way he showed his bravery by going back to Cersei. What would you say to that?
That was amazing. It reminded me of the scene in last season, it must have been, when he walked into the dragon's cave den and unchained them. So that it was very similar to that for sure. And obviously he did it. He did it for the greater good, I suppose. Obviously, it's a more complicated situation that he's the hand of the queen as well, so he needs to do everything he can within his power. But even without that, that's something he might have done regardless. Knowing him,
He's a brave.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if he could walk into a dragon's den, then
He can do almost.
yeah, do almost anything.
And what would you say, Qasim, to Cersei, typical Cersei, when you found out that she only played a bluff in front of Daenerys and Jon, and she revealed her true intention in front of
Yeah,
Jaime?
no, I mean, to be honest, considering,
Typical Cersei.
I mean, I would say, in that type of situation, I think most people would lie about it, until the war is over. But it just really depends what she's gonna do now. I mean,
And what, Qasim, the Euron Greyjoy, the guy who left the meeting, and later we found out that that was like a plan Cersei had, whereas he's going to get another mercenary army to win over while Jon and Daenerys go over there. But Jaime was right, Qasim, and he said, "Oh, somebody's going to win that war, either the dead or Jon and Daenerys, and whoever will win will kill us." And Qasim, what do you think about that scene where Jaime was, we thought, about to be executed by Cersei? Did you think that might happen in that scene, or do you think no, it was too important to die like that?
I thought two things were gonna happen. He was gonna be executed. I did think it. Well, I wouldn't have been surprised. It would have been a big shock. But
When I saw that scene for the first time, I was like,
yeah, well, I think what I was thinking that more likely is that he'll fight and escape. That was the second thing.
yeah.
I think that's what would have happened if that thing tried to kill him.
And then he left Qasim for, of course, Winterfell.
Yeah, as a traitor. Treason.
In Cersei's eyes, but I think, in my opinion, Cersei is the traitor who said something else but did something else, of course. Cersei, Qasim, I've noticed that she has played quite a rigid, mysterious, corrupt, cunning, and a very dangerous kind of character in Game of Thrones. Like, it's of course, is she in a way like a beautiful villain? She is a villain, but she's beautiful. But at the same time, Qasim, it's difficult not to hate her, even though she's a great actor. I have to say that kind of acting, the way she acted in Game of Thrones,
Her
guys.
acting was amazing.
I think that kind of acting only few people would be able to do the way she did it. But it's difficult not to hate her because the kind of character she has. But I think she did justice with her character, to be honest, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
definitely. I think Cersei stands out acting wise for certain reasons. Tyrion stands out
Yeah.
for certain reasons.
Qasim, what about Jon and Daenerys?
Daenerys, yeah, they're okay, but I think those
Tyrion
other,
and Cersei are
yeah.
very good.
yeah, both of them. I mean, Tyrion has had a lot of. Sorry, I mean the person who plays his role. Whose name is?
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's had a lot of acting experience, and he's had a lot of very varied roles. So for him, this might be a bit easy in terms of acting, because he's had to play a lot of like mythical creatures, leprechaun, and dwarf, and well, I mean he is a dwarf, but I mean like a.
So, Qasim, just in the end, I would ask you any predictions for season 8. If you like to comment how it may end, who may, like out of the main characters, who may or may not die, in your opinion.
Jamie.
Will die. Okay.
Yeah. I think if Jamie's going to die, but then again, it could be the other way around. At the end, it could be Jamie that becomes king, and Cersei dies. Yeah, it's either one. Because it's at this point where.
But Qasim, Jon or Daenerys, one of them can become the. And we are talking about like the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah.
So right now, they are Lannisters are in power, but who knows what's going to happen after the battle with the Night King?
That's true. I mean, I think a bunch of people are going to die, and there's not many left. So someone has to die. Someone we like, someone we care about, and at this point, because there's not many, it's either you hate that particular character like Cersei, or you love them like Tyrion. I could see Tyrion dying. Yeah.
And Qasim, just like in the end, ultimately, of course, after defeating the Night King, do you think?
I haven't made any predictions yet.
Oh, sorry, I thought you have. But I mean to say, like, who do you see in the end as a victorious main person? That I want to like ask that first, like, and then you can give your overall.
I would say either Tyrion. Sorry, no. Either Jon Snow or Daenerys. Or yeah, I mean it'd be a combination of that, but I think it'll probably reach a point where, you know, how they say, I don't know the proper name for it. They would say, Warden of the North, you're going to rule over this land. So some of the main characters would be kind of put into that situation where they say, okay, you're going to have this. I mean that's fine, but to answer your question, yeah, it'll be Jon Snow. But at the same time, I think if it's gonna be out of one of those two, one of them is gonna die, because they can't be both. It can be technically, it should be him, right? So that's my answer. And predictions, and like I've said a million times, long-term predictions are impossible. Because I was just thinking of one, which is whether, well, first of all, whether Daenerys will find out that Jon Snow is his nephew, nephew. I mean, that information will only be who knows that actually. Who knows that that's
Bran and Sam know.
Bran and Sam know. So, oh, okay. So most likely in the next few episodes he could tell him. Yeah. So I guess it depends how they feel about that. Do they care? Do they not? But anyway, yeah, long predictions are hard to do. Like short predictions, meaning just the end of season 7. I can kind of say something about that. So obviously Cersei's gonna stab Daenerys in the back and try. I mean, not stab physically, but from she gave a word, betrayal. That's gonna backfire. The army of the dead is going to kill a lot of people. But in terms of people, I don't know. It's just people are going to die. It's just the same thing. People are going to die. People you like, people you hate. It's just a matter of time. That's it.
Okay, interesting prediction. What I would first of all, just to remind you guys that I'll be doing Westworld reaction videos after this, and Qasim will be taking my role. He will be the one who will question me at the end of season 1. I think only season 1 has came, and I think season 2 is coming this year. I think in March or April. So I'll be doing season 2 as well, reaction of videos of that. I will ask Qasim if he was like to do it, but I think he wants to be on the other side of the seat, which I did in Game of Thrones. Whereas I think particularly my kind of show is Game of Thrones, which I kind of gave it to Qasim. And
Drama-based show.
Yeah, drama-based show. I like drama-based things, but because I didn't know it in the start, otherwise I think it should have been other way around. Like I should have been doing Game of Thrones, Qasim interviewing me, and then Qasim should be doing Westworld, and I would be interviewing him. But it's the other way around. I'm okay with the artificial intelligence as well, but I'm more into drama based like Game of Thrones. I really enjoy those things. So I'll be doing season 1, 2, whatever comes of Westworld in this year. Just to let you know, guys. And my prediction, just last words of all of this Game of Thrones thing I started with my friend. I would make a few predictions. The first one is I think Daenerys is going to die. She has already seen a vision where snow is falling and the throne is kind of destroyed or some way. I think that is a hint. The author, the book writer, he tried to give a hint that Daenerys can die. I think she will. Out of Jon and Daenerys, I think Daenerys is gonna die, unfortunately, in my opinion, the way I've seen it. And Jon will survive, revealing at the end of season 7 how big character Jon is holding, and he's the true heir to the Iron Throne. The author also said that it's going to be a bittersweet ending. So by bittersweet means somebody we love is definitely going to die and somebody will survive. So out of the two, I think Jon will survive. Secondly, another thing I think is very I'm gonna make that prediction. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but that's according to how I think. I think Bran is gonna play a very important role in the last battle. I think Bran is gonna. I think there will be some point when Night King will get very strong, or very stronger while the war is happening, and I think to turn the tide, Bran will try to do something going into the past, and I think what he will try to do, he'll try to become the Night King or something like that. I very much have that feeling that Bran has got something to do with the Night King. I think because he has the power to go back in time, he will go back in time and try to stop the children of the forest from making the first man as the Night King. And in order to do that, he won't be able to stop it. But so in the end, he will be the Night King. So in a way,
I think Bran will end up as the Night King and probably try to kill himself so that the battle is over, or some one way or the other. Because out of Jon and Bran, I either Bran does it or not. The last fight is between Jon and the Night King. Those two are the main villain and the hero, in my opinion, will be left at the end of finale, and one has to die. So either Jon kills him or Bran does something and makes it easier to kill the Night King. Something like that will definitely happen because Night King seems like he will be very difficult to kill, as I have heard that it's going to be 6 to 7 episodes of the finale, so they're not going to finish it in one episode. It's going to be big, it's going to take some time, like Harry Potter. If you guys have watched it, Horcrux, and it took time to defeat the last the biggest enemy. I think something similar would happen to the Night King, and Bran will do something or give a sacrifice, probably in order to make it easier to kill the Night King, and then probably Jon will be the one who will take the last strike and finish him off. So, and I think unfortunately Daenerys will die, which I will be very sad because I really liked Daenerys. Emilia Clarke as a character. I think Tyrion will survive. Jaime will survive. I think Cersei will die, of course. She will be killed. Euron Greyjoy will be killed. All these hateful characters will be killed. Varys will be killed. All these non-important slash medium type of characters will be killed because a lot of, I think, in my opinion, a lot of only important ones, and even if from the important ones, few will survive. That's it's all about, because it's the greatest war which is coming. So they can't leave a lot of people like Pod and Braun and that kind of, or Brienne. I don't think they will leave them alive. I don't think. I think a lot of them will die, and only few of the main characters will survive, which I think Tyrion will survive. Jaime, I think, can survive. Jon will be he will sit on the Iron Throne. Daenerys will die, and all those small characters, I think, including the Red Witch, etc., as you call it, name it, I think they will die, and it's going to be a very tearful ending, in my opinion. So, guys, that's my prediction for finale, and of course, when season 8 will come, me and Qasim will join back again. Hopefully, we'll do the reaction video together, or probably have one more or couple of more friends with us, because season 8 will be really, really big, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. In the end, I would just say thank you very much for watching, showing your support. You gave us a lot of motivation, help. I think Qasim just started doing it on my request and advice, and I think he enjoyed it, and I think in future he will be doing stuff which he likes as well, apart from Game of Thrones, because this was his tester. So even though if he made any kind of mistakes or he was a little bit laid back, I think that was his attempt. So I do appreciate him for making the effort on my request. He did it at least, which I'm very thankful for. But I think after doing Game of Thrones, he's into reaction videos, and he'll be doing anything which interests him. For example, artificial intelligence, Black Mirror, whatever he likes. So I would give him the choice, what he can pick and choose, but I'll be doing, guys, reaction videos, particularly of Game of Thrones, Westworld, or anything important I feel like worth doing. So guys, thank you very much for showing your support and watching us, and until the next reaction videos, take care.
Good night.